Hey, what's up guys? So you're just starting out as a filmmaker and you're wondering how to get your career going. That's what this video is about. Now, it's not about how to get your film career going, like in Hollywood and everything. This is how to get your filmmaking career, making a living, creating and filming and doing things with stories, that's commercials, anything like that, music videos, short films, you name it, how to get that going. All right, that's what this video is about. So I'm gonna give you 5 different ways in which you can get your career off the ground. Okay, number 1, documentaries. What's great about documentaries is that you could start that like today, like right now even, okay? All you have to do is pick a subject and start filming it. That's it. I've done this recently. I recorded a magician and I did a small documentary story about him. I didn't even know this guy. I just saw him on the street. I walked past him. He seemed interesting. And I was like, hey man, you want to do a quick little film about you being a magician on the side of the street? And I started up this series where I was doing these short documentary pieces on just unique people that were in my local area. These are people that lived in the city of San Antonio. And I've made a few episodes. I did one on an artist. I've done one on a boxer. And I do them because I enjoy it. I like watching documentary pieces myself. And what's great about doing documentaries is you can learn about interviewing people, lighting, sound, different angles. You can try out different ideas. And technically, if you really pick the right subject, you can even make a lot of money. I mean, let's say you picked a basketball team, maybe your local high school basketball team or something, and they allowed you to do a documentary about the season. Well, if they go to state or, something really unique happens or something, they make that game-winning buzzing shot, whatever, and you have it all documented, you could turn that into a documentary. So you could sell that. So there's a lot that happens there, and anybody can do it. Is it easy? I wouldn't say it's easy. Some people don't necessarily have a knack for documentaries, but it is filmmaking, and it's a really great way to just constantly record stuff. When I was really young, I just got my camera. I didn't have anything to film, and I heard this band playing, and I just showed up at their place and was like, hey, can I just record you guys playing? And they were like, sure. Next thing you know, I was going to their concerts and their parties and just recording their whole lifestyle. And I was just making a little documentary piece about this band. And that was kind of how I got started. So I recommend trying out documentary work. Option number 2, vlogs. Now, when I was younger, YouTube was just kind of starting out when my career was starting out, and vlogs was not a big thing, not like what they are today. Vlogs is a really good way to kind of test things out. So people are really lucky to be making films right now, because with vlogging, you can learn, again, how to do interviews, how to light things, how to tell a story. All of that is right there for vlog making. So I wouldn't worry about some subs. I wouldn't worry about, views or any of that stuff. All I would care about is that you're teaching yourself how to use your own equipment while making your vlog channel. And that's it. Ignore everything else. Who cares if people are subscribing or watching your videos? That doesn't matter. Just be happy that your vlogs are getting better and better. If you do that, you'll just be self-teaching yourself how to be a filmmaker. All right, number 3, spec work and contests. Now I kind of put these two together, but spec work is like work that you make, maybe that's not exactly a paid gig, but it's maybe of a commercial for a brand, right? So anyone could do this. You could take a Coca-Cola bottle and just make a whole commercial about that Coca-Cola bottle. And just put Coca-Cola at the end. You could even tag Coca-Cola. Who knows? Maybe they'll contact you. If they don't, doesn't matter. It looks good on your portfolio. And what you do is you learn how to tell a story in maybe 30 seconds or a minute. And you learn about lighting, you learn about sound, music. You're teaching yourself all these skills, how to tell a story, a very, very short story, using a product. So that's what's really great about spec work. On top of that, there's contests. A lot of times you'll see contests for different brands, and that's a really great way to just kind of test out your skills, see what you're capable of putting together for that brand, for that contest. Every now and again you win that contest, and that's great. But if you don't win, that doesn't really matter, because at the same time, it looks good on your portfolio. You know, you have all this different brand work. I've done numerous contests, and I'll probably do a whole episode on it. But it's always led to other things, which is great. You know, I did one a long time ago for Jack Daniels. It didn't win that particular contest, but later on another contest came around, and they wanted only people who had experience shooting alcohol alcohol commercials. And I submitted my Jack Daniels commercial, and they liked it. So I was entered into that contest, and I won that contest. I think I won something like $5,000, and it was for a legit brand, and they put their label on it, and they posted it on their internet and talked about it in articles and everything, and my name was in there and everything. So I got credited for making a commercial for an alcohol brand over in the UK. So it's pretty wild how things just play out. So don't look down on contests. Realize that you can use that material for your portfolio work. Okay, option number 4, creating personal projects. Obviously, personal projects would be anything from any kind of short film that you make. When I was younger, I used to make these like 30-second comedic short films, 1 minute long comedic short films, or just clever concepts of different sorts. And then I kind of grew a little bit larger scale, made some short films, entered those into film festival contests and film festivals. And all of that was just great learning experience. I mean, it was learning about film festivals. It was learning about directing actors and talent and all that type of stuff. All of that kind of grew from those personal projects. And to this day, I still make personal projects. I love doing anything. I mean, you name it. I'm a storyteller, I'm a filmmaker. So anytime I find some sort of inspiration, I'll write something. Now, I haven't done a short in a long time because I wanted to focus more on larger projects like feature films, which I just wrapped up my first. But you know, that's where it starts. You have to make a shorter film and kind of hone your craft that way. And as you do that, you'll get a bigger community. Different people will want to work with you. You'll reach out to different talent, and some of that talent will, you know, kind of come up with you. So maybe you'll work with a sound guy or a cinematographer or certain actors, and they'll want to be part of other projects of yours. And that's a great thing. So everybody kind of knows personal projects, definitely a good way to start. And it doesn't take a whole lot. I mean, even if you're not a great writer and you haven't written a great script, take a poem that you like, have someone narrate it, put some music underneath it, and then make a film about that poem. You know, there's a million different ways you can go about it. So personal projects, definitely a good option. All right, option 5, live events. So kind of talking back from the very first one, how I did a documentary about a band. Well, live events is probably where I really got started. So I used to go to clubs and bars and all these different places and record a bunch of bands. When I first bought my camera, I didn't know anything about it. I just knew I wanted to be a filmmaker, but I didn't know anything about cameras. So I bought one. I had to teach myself shutter and aperture, and depth of field, and all the other things that you learn about filmmaking and cameras and using your camera. I had to basically self-teach myself. I didn't go to film school, and there wasn't a YouTube like it is today where there's a ton of tutorials and all these people explaining everything. So all I did was just show up at a club or a bar or anything and just find whatever band was going to play and start recording those bands. And sometimes I would charge those bands, you know, and sometimes depending on the music that you were doing, certain bands had good money, you know. So you could tell them like, hey, I'll record your band and for X amount of money, and they'd be like, all right, let's do it. And sometimes, you know, I was just recording it, but I probably recorded over 100 hours of video. Later on, I got involved with the group who had a public access channel, and they gave me like an all access pass, and I started going to all these bigger concerts and recording behind the scenes, and it just started growing and growing from there. It was one of those things where your name gets passed around. Oh yeah, there's this guy, he's in the clubs all the time, he has a camera, you should reach out to him. They came to me, they offered me this option, and I was like, yeah, let's do it. So it was a fun experience for like a good, I don't know, year and a half that we did it. Maybe longer than that, maybe 2 years. I was really young. I was just getting started. I was having a blast just recording all these wild bands and getting all this full access. I mean, I would get on the tour buses and I was behind the scenes at South by Southwest. So it was a unique experience. But the best part about all of it was that I was getting really good at framing and understanding lighting and sound and where to get the best shots, how to get the best angles, all that stuff. I was just self-teaching myself how to use a camera. So live events, again, you don't have to do anything other than show up with your camera and then just start recording, get to work. And the more you do it, the better you'll get. All right, that was 5 tips right there. I have a bonus for you real quick. You could do weddings. Now, I've never shot a wedding before at all, like not for money. I've done 3 weddings my entire life, and they were just for friends who couldn't afford a wedding videographer. I just did it as a favor to them. And even then, I didn't do much. All I did was show up, no special microphones, no special nothing, just recorded it, gave them the raw footage. That was it, you know. Nothing against weddings. You know, there could be some wedding videographers watching this video, you know, flipping out or something. But truth be told, I never wanted to get involved with weddings because I was worried that if I made my income from there, I would kind of get stuck in that world and I couldn't get out of it because I was so dependent on the income. So I just stayed away from weddings altogether my entire career, and I'm very happy I did. However, I could see how you could learn a lot about sound and lighting and all kinds of other great things by recording weddings and charging people to do weddings. But that was a direction I never wanted to really go personally. All right, that is it, guys. I really hope this was helpful for some of you guys. A lot of people are at different stages in their careers, and I just thought back about when I got started and how I got started. You know, and I just felt like making a video that was kind of giving out some quick tips of how to get your career going in filmmaking. All right, I'll see you guys on the next one. Hold up. Okay, I gotta thank our sponsor for today's video, which is, I really don't know how to say this. I'm gonna say it's PAMA, or maybe Pan. I'm gonna go with PAMA. PAMA is the #1 knockoff brand for Puma. And you can find their clothing on wish.com or at your local flea market. Thank you for supporting this video, PAMA. Who in their right mind would buy this product? Anyways, there's no link below for like a special discount because that would be crazy. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.